Shame I couldn't. Okay, I've got to press got it. Yeah, got it.
Okay then, so some Catman's Rocks on Voodoo Radio online. I'm joined now by the one and only, the legendary, in fact, Jackie Chambers. Jackie,
Hey, how you doing, Phil? All right.
I'm doing very well, thank you. How's about yourself?
Not so bad, thanks. Nice and sunny up here in Yorkshire, isn't it?
It is an all, lass, it is an all. It's nice to talk to a fellow Yorkshire lass for a
I
change.
know. I'll probably fall right back into. I mean, I've got the accent anyway, but I'll fall right back into it. We'll start speaking too fast for everyone.
Right. So let's start off then. So obviously you're Jackie Chambers and you're with two pretty well-known bands, Girlschool and Syteria.
That's right. Yeah, yeah. Very busy girl this year. Two albums
Yeah,
coming out, so it's going to be quite manic.
but I'm just coming round to them, actually. So well, come to that. So who are your main influences then in music, Jackie?
Well, from being in school, I'd say Alice Cooper was a huge influence on me. I grew up in sort of punk era, so I had a lot of punk influences back then. I love the Pistols, I love the Ruts, Skids, that sort of band. Someone like I like the hardcore punk stuff, but I like more the poppier punk, if you know what I mean. The sing along ones, Susie and the
Yeah.
Banshees and Skids. I love the Skids, really love the Skids. Stiff Little Fingers, another great band. So yeah, some of that is influencing my music and my writing. But I always loved Alice Cooper and the Cult, another great band. So yeah, loads of
Yeah,
Killing Joke. I've got so many. I could probably give you a different list every time you spoke to me. There's so many.
yeah. I'm pretty much the same, really. Yeah, I could it'd take me a full hour and probably more to tell you everything I like.
Exactly,
Okay,
and you have to.
so two albums coming out this year, you just mentioned. So start with the Girls' School one, shall we?
Mm.
WTF 45. What's all that about?
It's like, well, it's like when you've been in a band for a long time and you try to think of an album title. So it's like we were in the studio, me, Kim, and Tracy, and we're just running around ideas and we're writing them all down on paper. And we're getting, no. And I went to make us all a cup of coffee. And I came out, well, we've been together 45 years. And I went, what the 45? And so it's like, what the 45? I went, actually, that's a really good title. What about what the 45? What
Funny
the
how things like that happen,
45?
isn't it?
Yeah. So it just sort of
Fantastic.
stuck. We put that down and everybody liked it. So we thought, why not? Let's just run with that one.
Any up and coming tours with Girls' School then?
Yeah, well, we've done the UK one earlier this year.
Yep.
We've got
Hmm.
a couple of festivals as usual, Sweden and Spain and all over the place, and Germany, of course. But we are going on tour to South America in September, hoping that that's going to follow on with a little bit of America afterwards. But nothing's confirmed as far as I know. But yeah, there's going to be quite a few gigs. So we'll probably class the year as like March to March, April to April or something. That's when the band first started. So it won't be just
Yeah,
like this year, which is the 45th year this year. But it's like sometimes you tour an album for 2 years, so anything could happen.
yeah. I mean, I can pretty much remember when Girls' School very first came onto the scene, it was like, wow, they're all women, and it's just fantastic women in. So, I mean, there's so many young women rising up on the scene right now. Do you think that Girls' School laid the path for this to happen? We see the likes of the Hot Dam, Paxson, Cassidy Paris, who we interviewed the other day, just to name but a few. So,
Yeah.
Annabelle from Circus 66, all making waves. Do you think that Girls' School led the way for that?
In some ways, yeah. I mean, there are quite a lot of there weren't many old girl bands back when Girls' School started out, especially not heavy rock. I mean, there were quite, like Runaways and bands like that, Fanny, obviously, and people like Susie Quattro, people in music. But I guess with Girls' School, with it being heavy rock and touring with like, Motorhead and Iron Maiden and Black Sabbath and the big bands, it's like they made a name for themselves that way. And you still get people coming up to us now and they're saying, oh, I really picked up a guitar because I saw you guys play 20 years ago. And they're like these young girls going, I'm in a band because I saw you guys play. And back then there were just no heavy rock bands, all girl bands anyway, apart from Girls' School. And because we've been together 45 years now without splitting up,
Oh,
a couple of different members. I mean, I've
making
been
me
in
feel
20,
very old here.
20. I know I've been in the band 24 years and still classed as the new girl.
Been that long.
24 years. No,
Wow.
mad.
So, I mean, you've toured with some really big names along with, with Girlschool. You've toured with, Saxon and Motorhead, no, notably. So, what was Lemmy like as a person behind the scenes? I'm sure you've been asked this before. And, how
Yeah,
has he influenced yourself as a musician?
I mean, it's just Lemmy to us, just a guy,
Mhm.
but he's a lovely fella. He was a lovely fella, I should say. Yeah, we just used to hang out, and sometimes we'd sit in backstage talking books or listening to music or playing on his juke on his thing machine, slot machine, and
Yeah, yeah.
drinking. Basically, we did a lot of that. Yeah, we're just hanging out, and he had a great sense of humor. I mean, every time he saw me, he used to make fun of my accent. So don't know why, because he's from Stoke. I mean, but yeah, so
Both having you up there then.
he'd always he'd kind of do the four Yorkshiremen sketch. In fact, one on the very last
Hey,
tour, the tour where he passed. Um, the first time he saw me, I was chatting to him at soundcheck, and he was just doing the four Yorkshiremen sketch, Monty Python, and he knew nearly every word. And
love
then
it.
Mickey D
Love
joined in. I mean, Mickey D's from Sweden. How he knows it, I don't know, but hey,
That's my favourite comedy sketch ever, that one, I'll tell you.
it is a great one, isn't it? Yeah, it is a good one.
Oh, yeah.
Luxury,
So, I
luxury.
mean, I was going to say any funny stories about Lemmy, but I think you've just covered that one.
Yeah, I mean, I can't think of any new ones, but I mean, obviously, we always like the one where we're doing the album Legacy, and
Mhm.
I sent him a text asking basically, will you play on this album, Legacy album, 30th anniversary, that was 30th, well, 15 years ago. So he sent me one back saying bass, guitar, harmonica, triangle. I was like, triangle. So we did this heavy rock song called "Don't Talk to Me," and right at the very end, he put bass on and vocals, obviously. But right at the very end, there's a triangle. There's Lemmy in the studio with a triangle.
Wow, I never knew that.
Sense
I
of
know the
humor.
song,
Yeah,
I never knew that being. Wow.
yeah. It was the
So,
last song on the album. Yeah.
so now you're in two bands then, the other one being Syteria. How did Syteria come about?
Well, back in about 2015, just after we'd done just before that Motorhead tour, actually, we were there. I just wanted to do more gigs. And of course, I thought I'll put a band together in Yorkshire, so I don't have to travel down London all the time and up and down, and just do something different rather than, there's no point in doing two bands the same. So I thought I'll do something with a bit more punk influence, a bit more harmonies in there, a little bit more light rock and punk, punky. So I put a band together, met Julia, and then met Kira. Then obviously we got Pablo in. So yeah, but we didn't get started till 2016 because in 2015 we released like a Christmas song just to introduce ourselves. And then I had that Motorhead tour, so quite a busy year in the end. So we didn't get started until end of 2015, and
Mhm.
mainly 2016 in May we started gigging. Yeah, been a while now.
It has, hasn't it? Yes, of course. I
Yeah,
remember you playing my festival, which was
that's
Mobstock, which
right.
is
Yeah,
now called Steel Pause. We had to change the name.
yeah,
Yeah, there's a
yeah,
story
yeah. I
behind
remember
that,
that
actually.
one. Great one. Yeah,
Yeah,
can't remember the place upstairs. I remember being upstairs.
was the record junkie in Sheffield.
That's it. Yeah, record
Yeah,
junkie. Yeah,
so I mean, we've moved on a bit now. We've moved on to the corporation where we're going to be playing again this year. So, and
brilliant.
we
Yeah,
must pull you in. We must pull you in at some stage again. We really must.
absolutely, absolutely, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It has to get girls' school there if that's possible. Hint, hint.
you never know. You never know. Well, you just have to speak to the right people.
Yeah. Well, I'll knock you up on that one. Right. Staying on Syteria, you've got an upcoming tour coming, and you're playing in my very favourite pub of all, the Church House in Sheffield. So,
Yeah, yeah. Good little
yeah,
place
and I
that.
see you see that one of them dates is Halloween. So I'm guessing that's going
Yes,
to be a fancy dress still, yeah?
yes, indeed. Yes, we like to do a Halloween gig every year if we can because we all love dressing up. We all love it, and of course we've got a song called Halloween, which is in the set, which we can't not do. Everybody wants us to do it every time.
Yeah,
Of course,
yeah.
we throw free sweets out every time. That's why they want us to do it. I usually take
Uh,
a big bag full of sweets and throw it out.
oh, I'll be down the front for that. What are you getting dressed up as then? Am I allowed to ask that?
Don't know yet. Don't know yet. It might be. I've dressed up as the devil a couple of times because I had that red cat suit. But I've just done a pledge campaign. I've given that cat suit away now on the pledge, so to get something new. I'll do something different this year. But yeah, we're playing the church house twice because
You are,
I think
yes. I'll be there both
obviously
nights.
one's part of the fringe sort of festival sort of era, and then obviously other ones our own little thing for Halloween.
Right. Very cool, very cool. I'll come dressed as a feline horror type something. It could be
Why
feline.
not? It'll be feline, yeah.
Yeah. So collaborate with any band or artist, either dead or alive, who would it be and why?
Oh, I'd have to say Alice Cooper still. I know. I mean, I've always been a huge fan of Alice Cooper, and when I
Mhm,
actually write songs, funnily enough, I quite often write with him in mind. Like Halloween, the song Halloween. When I was writing it,
mhm.
I was thinking of
Yeah,
Alice Cooper singing it as I'm writing it. So it's like, sometimes I do that just to, and then I mean, it comes out totally different when like Julia sings it or somebody else sings it. But yeah, I like to do that when I'm writing. Just think of somebody else rather than me singing it.
yeah. I'm a big Alice Cooper fan myself, actually.
Mm.
So, right, so coming on to the more personal things now, let's shall we say, what's your favourite? Oh, sorry, I'm not coming on to that bit. What am I like? Right, so what's your favourite show that you've played so far, and your favourite venue, and why?
Oh God, I'm going to be boring again now. I'm going to say Alice Cooper. There's a theme running here, isn't there? Actually, that probably is my favorite girls' school show because being a massive fan, the actual idea of supporting him on tour was just wow. This is dream come true. Take me now. And we were in Spain, a couple of shows with him in Spain. It was just like heaven. So go backstage and meet him personally, and the other rest of the members of the band were taking me around and show me how the guillotine and things worked. I'm like, oh, this is just like fantastic. So that was a
You get to have a
really
go in the
cool.
guillotine then.
I didn't have a go in it. I didn't want, don't want to tempt fate, but they'll show me how it all worked, and all they give me all the cue cards and everything. It's great. It's just such a nice thing to see, backstage and everything. And I think I've done a lot of gigs I've really enjoyed. I mean, so many. You get them all mixed up, but Wacken's always a good one to play. Germany's just the best. I mean, German gigs, German crowds are incredible. They really are. But then all around the world, we get great crowds. It's just so good. I mean, even UK is a good crowd. We used to be called boring,
Yeah,
but I think UK is amazing to play now. Just did that tour
yeah,
in Britain. It was great. The crowds were great.
yeah,
Really
yeah.
good, especially London.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
really comes across whenever I've seen you on stage with Girlschool or the Syteria. You really look like you're enjoying it. It's always a pleasure
I
to
love
see
it.
that for many bands.
I love it. That's why I wanted to do. That's why I got a second band. All the time I've been in girls' school, I've had a second band. I had when I first joined, I was in another band. Then I was in the Blitzkrieg, which is a punk band. Then I put
I
together.
remember them.
I was in a couple of bands, yeah, with the Glam Rock All Stars, with Clive from Doctor and the Medics, a couple of the Glitter
Mhm.
Band, and Hello.
Yeah.
It's
Wow.
Yeah, I've always been in two bands because I'm greedy. I like gigs.
You just enjoy music with that.
Yeah,
So
anybody
talking
out
of
there
enjoying music.
anybody wants us to play, well, come and play.
So talking of, enjoying music, I mean, you've already covered who you listen to and everything, but, you've said who you listen to. Uh, like when you're driving between gigs and everything, is there any particular music that you like to listen to? And is there any guilty pleasures or surprises in there? I say guilty
Oh,
pleasures. I don't think you should ever feel guilty for liking music.
exactly, yeah. Somebody else asked me that, and I thought, oh my God, there's so much. If they looked at my record collection, it's quite amusing, really. I mean, I've got little things like guilty pleasures, like Girls Aloud. I think they write great songs. Oh, they don't, but they have great songs written for them, and they're just they're joyful. The songs are well written, they're well crafted, and they just you sing along. And I usually use it as my workout CD. To be fair, it's just great beat. Sure, the neighbours are very confused and they hear this different kind of music coming out. But I just like a good song. I mean, I like Queen. They're just great songwriters. I like a song rather than your twiddly widdly guitars. I just like something I can
Yeah,
sing along to. Anthemic songs. Don't care if it's punk, if it's jazz, if it's rock, blues, whatever it is. As long as it's a good song and I'm singing the chorus, that's all I like. Yeah. So in the car, I can sometimes put on Radio One, and
mhm,
not often I like many songs on there, but there's a few every now and then just to
yeah,
see.
yeah. It's funny because the last time I saw Let Me Play with Motorhead, he'd got supporting them that night. He'd got UK subs and Anti Nowhere League, and he made a comment about he said, "This is not what you were expecting as support, was it?" And a few moans, a few cheers, bit mixed. And he says, "Look," he says, "at the end of it all, there's only two kinds of music. There's music you don't like, and there's music you do like."
So
He got
true.
that
I used
spot
to
on, didn't
say Motorhead and rock and roll. He never said we're not heavy metal, we're not this, we're not that, we're rock and roll. And it's true
Right.
because he like. I mean, to me, Motorhead quite punky.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
So I mean, when
For
we
me,
played the tour with them, so like I think we toured in 2015. That was the one with Girlschool on first, then the Damned, and then
mhm,
Motorhead. It was a great
yeah,
mix. I mean, the crowd loved
yeah,
it. I mean,
absolutely.
Motorhead, sorry, the Damned are known as a punk band, but really they're quite rock, quite metal in places. You know,
Oh
I
yeah, they are, and gothic as well. They've covered most genres, haven't they? Really, they're damn. Yeah,
yeah, yeah. And I
yeah.
think Motorhead, and when we go to Germany, quite often we look at the posters, and the girls' school poster is in brackets. They put UK punk. So,
Yeah.
we're seen as a punk band in some places in Germany. So,
Yeah.
although over here
Funny,
we'd be seen as heavy rock.
someone said to me recently that Girlschool are the longest all-female punk band going. I'm like, punk,
Yeah.
really?
Is
Thought
it? Yeah,
about it. I thought,
you get put
actually,
in different genres. I mean, we think about like Emergency, I suppose, and Demolition. They will come across
yeah,
as punk songs. Because when I first
yeah,
heard
like,
Girls' School, when
yeah,
I first met Kim in 1995, she gave me a couple of albums, and I thought they were quite punky. Apart from solos, it was like I was a punk band really,
so, what's
rock
your
punk.
favourite pubs, and what would be your dream rider?
What would be my what? Right, favorite rider?
Your dream rider, your
Oh,
favourite
my
pubs, and
dream
your
rider. Oh, well, I'm vegan, so
yeah,
that's yeah, that narrows it down. But I'm also allergic to garlic, so clearly a vampire.
allergic
But
to it.
yeah, well, intolerant to it. My tongue swells up and everything. It's really bad. So it's quite limited what I can eat, but I love vegan food. I mean, I've got so used to it. So something I like gluten-free food as well to try to stay healthy. So it'd have to be something really healthy. I've become a real healthy person lately. I've kind of I don't drink. I eat really healthy food. I meditate. I've just become a very clean living girl now, should I say? And feel much better for it, I must admit. So it'd be a rider would be all healthy food, good fruits, good vegetables, some dark chocolate, 85% and upwards, and that's me.
Yeah,
That'll
I mean,
do.
I'm vegetarian, and I'm pretty much with you there.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, healthy food just makes you feel better. It just makes you feel better not eating animals.
yeah, likewise, I've no need to eat an animal whatsoever.
Mm-mm.
Okay, so what did you do before you became a musician then, Jackie? And do you do any other jobs other than being a musician?
I've I've had so many jobs, it's ridiculous. I think I used to take jobs just to buy equipment. You know what I mean? It's like I think the first job I ever had was in a mill up north, like a mill in
Milk.
Leeds. I've
Double
worked in
milk.
shops. Yeah, I've worked in shops. I was in the army for 6 weeks. So
What of it?
um, all sorts. Let me think. Well, weird. I've had some strange jobs as well. Where you like in a factory where I've been pulling glue off of stuff. It's weird jobs. Just like I'd take them for 2 3 weeks, buy or 2 3 months, buy the amp I wanted or the guitar, and then leave. Because back then you used to be able to jump around jobs all the time. Shop jobs, catering jobs, all sorts, different things, just for a few weeks at a time. I never wanted to do anything but music, really. I suppose.
Mm. So, do you have any favourite TV or books?
TV, TV. I don't watch a lot of TV, but what I do watch is stuff I've recorded. So I mean, I love things like Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. I love stuff like silly stuff like that. I don't really like reality TV apart from that. I like comedy stuff. Have I got news for you? Wilty, would I lie to you? Um, fun stuff. There's no need to be depressed. Keep the fun stuff coming in.
So do you have any pets? And if so, what's their names and what are they?
Not at the moment because I actually rent this place. I didn't actually think I'd still
Right.
be renting at this point, but
Mm.
yeah, I've always had pets all my life, dogs and cats, right up to renting.
Mhm.
'Cause I used to move around so much, and because I'm on tour, it's just not fair. I'm
Yeah,
living on my
yeah.
own right now, so it's like
That's kind
I'd
of the
have,
answer I thought you'd give me there.
yeah, because obviously, my last dog, Alice, funny enough, Alice Cooper,
Alice.
I had to leave with my mum and dad, but so when she died, it's just too heartbreaking when they die. But I do plan on having pets again
Yeah.
when I
Yeah.
stop touring. I guess
Well,
I'll
whenever you're in
probably get.
Sheffield, you're welcome to come here and share the cats.
I know I love going to see like Steph because she goes to see beautiful dogs, and of course Julie's got some lovely cats. I love going to people's houses
Yeah,
with pets.
Julie's a cat lover, isn't she?
Yeah, yeah. We all like cats, and I mean I love dogs and I love cats. So yeah, I love animals full stop really. I'd have a farm if I could be bothered. It's just a lot of hard work.
Oh, oh yeah. I think I know the answer to the next question, but I'm going to answer it anyway. So if you was an interviewer, okay, who would be your dream interview be with and
Mm,
why?
mm.
Can't think.
Yeah, you know what that's going to be.
Wouldn't
Something
have
I would
stripes
tell
on
him.
his eyes, would he, with his makeup?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the one. Yeah, I definitely I interview him. Yeah,
Owns a guillotine and a few snakes.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. That's the one. That's the one. You got it. Yeah.
If
Thing
you
is, I
can't
used to have
work
a
that
list.
out, folks.
I had a list of questions I thought I was going to ask him, but when I met him, he just he just chat like normal,
Brings
you
up
know.
the fine.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm quite new to this, and I find that it's somebody I really admire. So, okay, so what would you say your most defining moment as a band with both bands is, and why? And how did that moment change you?
What's the defining moment? I don't really know. I guess when somebody came up to me the first time and said, I took up guitar because I saw you play, because I thought they meant like they'd seen Kelly or something in the 80s, but they said, no, it was like 5 years ago. Oh, it was me. And it just really made me realize how important it is, for women to be up there doing what we're doing, and the longevity of the band, what it's meant to people. I mean, for me, I'm just a musician who happens to be female. I'm not a female musician. You know what I mean? There shouldn't be that
You're a
tag
musician.
really.
That's
Exactly. I'm a musician who happens to be female. So, but it still matters apparently. So I'm glad that young girls are not taking any notice now. I think they've become a little bit more savvy to it all now. Like, who cares
right.
what men think? Good for them. I
No,
never, I never,
no, I
I
think it's
never.
great to see women rock all the time, but when I see an all-female band, I don't think, oh my God, it's a female band. It sounds like Social Club on a Saturday night, doesn't it? We've got a female
Yeah,
fronted band, and
yeah.
you
Well,
know,
it still happens in the industry. They still have quotas for female bands on the festivals, which shouldn't be. I mean, ridiculous,
should
really,
never have
isn't
been.
it?
No, no, whoever's playing on a festival should be there because they're good.
Exactly,
And that's
because the
all.
band that people like, that's what it's. You never have a quota for how many male bands are on, would you? So, oh,
No,
we've
that's
got enough
true.
male bands, we've got enough male singers. We better have some females on. You just pick bands that people like, or you pick bands that you like, whatever you're doing a festival.
I've had people somebody once told me that for the Steel Post Festival recently. Oh, you need to get some females on. You've got to get the balance and all that. And I says, well, the band's on. It doesn't decide. Gender doesn't decide whether you're going to play a gig here or not. It's how good you are.
Exactly.
Simple
Exactly.
as
Yeah, and
that.
that's how it should be. That's how it should be. Yeah.
Well, we have had a good balance over the years. So, any particular song that you love to play live and that means a lot to you personally?
A lot to me personally. I mean, obviously, I love playing Race for the Devil because that's one of the first things I learned with Girls' School. That was like when I joined Girls' School, I never played lead guitar before, so that was a challenge, that one. But now I love playing it. It's quite easy actually.
I
But
don't think you're doing
so I
too
like doing
badly.
that one. Thank you. What means something to me? Hmm. I guess when I'm doing hit and run as well with Girls' School, because it reminds me of Kelly. It's obviously
Yeah.
Kelly passed in 2007.
Oh, bless
So
her,
that's
yeah.
always it's always a little moment. I used to, for the solo, when she first died, I used to go up to the monitors and put my foot on the solo and play the solo with my head in the air, as it were. And this one's for you, Kelly, that, because one of the first ones she taught me, it's like, so yeah, that kind of has a little more. I still do it now sometimes. And for Syteria, I guess, because of most of the songs when I first started were all songs that I'd written that we'd never done before. So all of them meant something to me at a point. It's like, yeah, I'm finally getting to play these songs live. So it's good. We all write now, obviously, so but it's different, but it's good. It's good that way.
Yeah, you mentioned Kelly there. I remember, I think it would have been 1981. They played the Sheffield City Hall Girls' School, and as a young teenager, we'd be round the back of the City Hall, waiting for a band to come and load gear in that. And they walked past us, and God, I was 15, and I shouted, "Can I have a kiss, Kelly?" And she actually came and gave me a peck on my cheek. I've never washed it since, I tell you.
Ah, sounds like Kelly.
Oh, that was. Then all my mates are like looking at me, and I'm like, as you would. Yeah, it was a great loss, though, wasn't it, Kelly?
Yeah, oh yeah,
Okay,
massive.
so massive loss, yes. So, yeah, so what gear and equipment do you use in, Jackie?
Well, the guitars I've got are custom made ones. I mean,
Mhm.
I've been using the Chandler custom made one for years, and I've only recently, about just before COVID, got the Gordon Smith, which is a
Mhm.
custom made. Well, it wasn't custom made for me, but it's like a custom make. You know, they're not like a big shop make. So yeah, I've been using that one for a few years. I've got a few endorsements, like Dean endorsement. They're pretty decent guitars. I've got a Gibson one, which I haven't used much.
Very cool.
Yeah, so yeah, I've had quite a few endorsements, which have been really good guitar. Hagstrom, got a Hagstrom one. But the two I use mainly are the Gordon Smith and the Chandler. And for amps, Black Star endorsement, which is great. They've always been really good to me as well at Black Star. So they're about to give me a nice new amp as well. So even bigger, nice.
Wow, that's very cool. So,
Yeah,
I
hit
feel,
too.
is there any other topics that we've not covered that you'd like to discuss before we?
I don't know. Anything you like. What would you like to know? It's not usually anything we haven't discussed, is there really? Music is
I know, I
music.
think we've covered a hell of a
So,
lot there. It's been
yeah.
a pleasure to interview you.
Yeah,
So,
you too. Good.
yeah, so where can everybody find you on the social medias and websites and everything to purchase your albums and put some money in your pocket?
Yeah, well, we've got a new album coming out with Girlschool, as everybody knows. What, the 45? That's coming out July 28th. So you can get that online now. It's advertised all over the place for pre-orders. And same with
Yeah.
Syteria. We're coming out on August the 11th. It was supposed to be July 28th, but we couldn't do it the same day. So August the 11th, that's called Syteria World. So again, if you go to our website, syteria.co.uk, and we'll be putting a pre-order link up very soon for that one, 'cause it's coming out with cargo. So yeah, you can get it. You can get that very soon. Yeah, we're getting pre-order up soon, and we're
That's
playing a
absolutely
few
brilliant.
gigs as
So,
well. We've started here. We're playing some gigs too. Obviously, like you mentioned, the church house, and we've got Bannerman's on Saturday coming up in Edinburgh,
yeah, seen
and
that one.
in August we'll be doing quite a few gigs as well. Next month in July we've got one in Thirsk, North Yorkshire, and we're trying to get some down south. We're going to Chesterfield, Real Time Live, Gifford Arms.
Okay.
We're booking one in London. So there's a few coming in. So once we get that tour dates out, keep a look on their social media sites and we'll get them all out.
And there you go. So you now know where to buy your Girlschool and Syteria albums, guys. So get on there, get them bought, and oh, my time's running out. So, Jackie, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you for the
Yeah,
interview,
thank you.
and you take
Thank you.
great care of yourself.
You
Take care
too. Have
now.
a good sunny weekend.
Will do. Bye bye.
Bye.